All right. The day is the day. Today is the day. My apologies. I can't even talk. Prep has officially started. We are 15 weeks out from stepping on stage. That puts my show at the last weekend of April. And I've been talking about this for a while, and it's finally time. So the work starts now. It's time to get shredded. Super excited. What does this mean? Means we're going to slowly start shrinking and getting shredded and looking freaky and awesome. This has been a long time coming for me. It's going to be about 3 years since I've stepped on stage last. If you haven't seen what I looked like the last time I was on stage, I might throw a couple pictures up here. Not too sure if that's going to happen, but it might. If you want to see, though, I do have some photos on my Instagram, which you can go check out. I have it in the description of every video if you haven't bothered to ever go down there and look. But yeah, next few weeks, energy's just going to start going downhill. So might be a lot less talking. Car talks might be a little shorter. Stuff of that nature. I want to document more of my meals throughout my day on my days off from work. And the plan is to keep the video schedule the same. That being said, things can change throughout prep, when you get more tired and overwhelmed. My goal is to manage stress as best I can this time around. There's some things that I'm going to be changing from the last time I did prep. And I think it's going to be really cool that I'm going to be documenting this process and have it to be able to look back on and just kind of have a video reference to kind of see how I did things and see what I can improve on later down the road, because I'm always trying to get better. Just a few things I want to mention that I am going to get better at or just change is my approach to cardio. Last time I was in prep, my goal was to go as hard as possible on cardio. This is not the way to go about it. Now, the mindset is to go hard. Like, you're not complaining, you're just doing it. It sucks, whatever. You just got to do it. But we're not training max exertion cardio. Last time in my prep, I was like, I'm going hard on everything. Like, I'm just going all out. And yes, you want to sweat, you want to get your heart rate elevated, but I'm not exactly trying to overexert myself. And I definitely felt like I lost a good amount of leg size for the size that my legs were at the time. But I definitely felt just it wasn't the way to do things. So we're going to change it up this time around, see what happens. I have a really good feeling about it, though. I've been doing my cardio just more steady state lately and not really trying to become a marathon runner or a sprinter, if you know what I mean, and just kind of utilizing it as the tool that it is, which is to train your heart, increase your metabolism, allow you to eat a little extra food, stuff of that nature. So taking things from the last prep and building off of it this time around to bring a stronger and better package to the stage this time around, which is going to be cool to show that off. Now, of course, we are going to have a lift later in this video. Today it's going to be back and triceps, so one of my favorites. Just going to be the normal, the machine row. Still loving it, still improving on weight, and we'll go into some pull downs and then do some overhead tricep work. Now, a common question I see thrown around on the internet or asked in gyms or anywhere really when it comes to cutting is, should my training look any different on a cut? And the answer is no. You should train just as hard. And obviously over time, because you're not intaking as much food, your energy output is going to be less and less. And your mental output is, it's going to be suffering as well. So that's when you really have to dig deep and see what you're made of to train as hard as you can to keep the muscle on. Now, when I say train as hard as you can, I'm not talking about train as long as possible and to just, destroy your muscle. You have to remember, you aren't going to be having as much food in your system on a cut, so you're not going to be able to recover as fast. So we're not going to be doing as many drop sets or rest pauses later in the prep. In the beginning, it's okay to keep some of that stuff in there just to keep the intensity, especially in the beginning when calories aren't necessarily like super low. You still have enough energy to recover. But once you get to the point where you really only have enough calories to do what you're supposed to, and barely enough even at that, and not even enough even at that, you're just maintaining muscle at that point. Stuff like drop sets and rest pauses are just going to dig you straight into the ground. So probably see those start to go away a little bit more towards the end of prep, but that's like, 8 to 10 weeks out from this point. So there's really no point in worrying about that. It's just an uphill battle, maintaining as much strength as we can, getting crazy pumps. That's the other thing too, like on a cut, when you're not full of carbs every single day, you're going to start getting flatter, and it could mess with your mind. It messes with me a lot. You're trying to get shredded and huge, and you're looking flat and deflated. And really the only time you look great is after a refeed or a cheat meal like burger and fries or sushi or something. And you have all those carbs and the sodium just blowing up your muscle. But most of the time, the best state to burn fat in is when you're flat and depleted. So it's definitely a mind game. Prep is a lot more mental than physical, in my opinion. I mean, it's both, but if you haven't done a prep before, you should try one out and just see how it goes, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. But I'm excited, man. I haven't had I haven't had a prep in a long time, and this is just what I want to do. Super excited going into this. I can't wait to see all of the gains that I've accumulated over the past 3 years leading up to this moment, and we're going to make it a good one. So with that being said, I will see you guys at the gym. Getting started with today's back and tricep workout. Big surprise, back on this machine row here. Still loading up a good amount of weight. I got 4 plates and a quarter on each side, and I believe this first set was done for about 10 reps. After this set here, I do drop the 25s on the side and just rep 4 plates for a few sets. I don't know, today I was not feeling nearly as strong as I was last time, which is fine. Strength can go up and down from workout to workout, so if you find yourself in this situation, don't beat yourself up too much. There could be a variety of factors leading towards a decrease in strength. Maybe I was just a little less rested or hydrated, or who really knows. Either way, the point is whatever weight you have on the machine, on the bar, go as hard as you can. It doesn't matter. You're not a failure. You're not a weakling. Just don't let it bother you too much. Don't get attached to however much weight you're moving. Just go for how the weight feels. You're chasing the feeling, chasing the pump. You don't necessarily need to lift your all-time max to get the greatest pump you've ever seen. So that's pretty much how I go about it. I kind of, it's funny whenever I hear people freaking out that they're not as strong and they let it affect their workout. Maybe if you're a power lifter, this would mean something, but in the world of bodybuilding, you can get a great workout in, an effective workout as well, without using very much weight. It's about how you move the weight. So here we are doing more lat pull downs. I just did a couple sets here with about 200 pounds, and these were feeling really nice. Although on the second set, I did start to feel my bicep coming into play, so I decided to switch over to underhand pull downs, which actually felt really nice. I lowered the weight a couple pins down and just did a few more reps to really fill up my lats with blood, and you'll see that here on this set. And I really don't see any big deal in, there's not a whole lot of variety you can do with pull downs in terms of, I don't really know what I'm trying to say here. With pull downs, it's just you're going to be switching your grip a lot, or maybe do a single hand or two hands at a time. But with these, I'm just going to spam these. So I increase the width of my back, which I would say is probably the part that needs to come up second on my back. The primary part of my back I need to grow is my upper and mid traps. Just trying to get more of that thickness. I feel like my lower erectors are really thick, and then my back width has come up a lot since I started focusing on more pull down movements, and doing some pullovers as well. Now with pullovers, I used to do a lot of these, and I've kind of learned that I really only need 1 or 2 sets of them at the end of a workout. I find I get a better back workout if I do more of the heavy rows and heavy pull downs, and then just finish off with a set or 2 of pullovers just to kind of finish off the lats. And I only did 1 set of about 18 reps here just to finish off the back. And then we moved on to triceps. So with triceps, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to think about letting my elbows almost go out to the side, and get a deep stretch in my tricep. I don't really know how to explain it here, how I was doing it before, but I would almost move, like push down in an arc motion, like a quarter circle. And I don't really feel it as much as I do when I let my elbows go out to the side. And also with my elbow pain, when I let my elbows go out to the side, I can kind of feel a deep stretch in my tricep, which has been making it feel a lot better. So we're just going to keep doing it this way. And I've said it before, always warm up the triceps, or at least I always do, with push downs before going into some overhead movements. Now, I didn't do too many sets of these dumbbell overhead extensions. I kind of used them as a lighter overhead warm-up before going into skull crushers. And when it comes to overhead movements, I do not mess around with anything less than 10 to 12 reps. It just puts way too much pressure on my elbows, and I've found more growth from slowing the reps down and doing a slight pause at the bottom and just kind of working in the active range of motion. And you'll see that here. I'm not doing any crazy weight, but I'm not trying to blow my elbows out, and I don't really want them to have a bunch of pain in the next coming years. I'd like to be able to continue growing them for a while, so I'm just going to do what works for me. If you're able to get away with heavy sets of 8 to 10 on overhead movements for triceps, then be my guest, but in my opinion, that sounds like a one-way ticket to Snap City, and I'm going to try to avoid visiting there as best I can. So did a few sets of these with arms. I don't record every single set because it tends to get repetitive and the sets aren't very exciting, as I typically lift a little bit lighter. I know it's cool to sometimes max out on arm workouts to some people. I've never really been one to, I find that's where a lot of people stroke their ego, is arm day. They just go and try to move around as much weight as possible, but also at the same time getting the least effective workout possible. I feel like since the arms are a little bit smaller, you can get away with doing slower controlled movements with a bit lighter weight. And keep in mind, light is relative, but anyway, this is the end of the workout, and I'll see you in the posing room. All right, we're here for the post-workout recap. I got my little assistant, Jade, with me. How was your workout?
It was very good.
Very good. What did you hit today?
Back and biceps.
I hit back and triceps, and my workout was definitely a lot better than yours. Because my workout was just better.
Okay.
But I'm gonna hand the mic to you, and you're gonna commentate on what you're seeing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
You gotta hold the mic up to me when I'm.
Oh.
What are your expectations for the pump? Do you think it's gonna be mid or great, horrible?
I think it'll be pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take a pretty good.
He did some extra pullovers because of me.
That is true.
Sweaty. Pretty good. Very good. Right.
What would you rate this pump, 1 through 10?
Well, are you going to do a back pose?
Oh, I will.
Oh.
For sure.
Ooh, look at this. Or, sorry, this
What are you
side.
pointing at?
The little. So defined.
Wow. I have no idea what you're looking at right now.
Let's see it. Looks pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
I'll take it pretty good.
Whoa. Dorito chip.
We got a Dorito. That's a dub. All right. So, all in all, it was a great workout. Chest, back and triceps for me. You already know the drill. One of my favorite workouts. We're not going to do commentary on the way home because we're currently in an ice storm, and I don't want to crash on the way home, especially with this gnarly pump right now. Just looking like the Hulk. For real, though. All right, I'm going to finish with abs and no cardio tonight and eat my cereal and then hopefully make it home in one piece, and I'll see you guys then. All right, so that is a wrap on the first workout of prep, and it was a really good one. Definitely moved a lot of good weight around, got a great pump. Triceps, not gonna lie, they were feeling a little rough in the elbow department, so I'm gonna have to do some extra post-workout recovery, get a lacrosse ball in there, do some stretching, make sure that's all, good to go for the next time we hit them. As far as prep goes, I have a secret weapon. And most of you know of these already. They are quite prominent in the lifting community. But if you don't know, diet soda. This is Pepsi Zero. It's better than Coke. Don't fight me. I am right. Trust. Anyway, diet soda, probably going to give me cancer because I drink too many of them, but whatever. At least I'll be jacked, so I can't really complain. But in all reality, if you have a couple diet sodas every day, I don't imagine it'll do, too much damage. I mean, how much damage could it really do? But yeah, in all reality, there's 0 calories, so when you're on a cut, you got to have some kind of flavor, because once it gets down to, deeper into prep, when you got to cut out all the extra stuff for the little extra calories. I put unsweetened almond milk in my coffee, and that's going to have to go at some point, just, because every calorie counts when you're down to the wire. So those are just things that you have to do, and those might even have to go at some point, depending on, if I notice any acute effects. And that's the cool thing about prep, is when you start eating the same thing all the time and you eat less and less, you really get to see how certain things affect your body, even down to, it could be as little as going from 2 diet sodas a day to 1, seeing a big difference in changes of your physique. And it could be good or bad. And it's one of those things where it's like lifting, if somebody is giving you a protocol like, hey man, don't drink any diet soda during prep, it does this, this, and this, and you try it out and you look worse than you did when you were drinking the diet soda, you should go back to drinking the diet soda, and because you want to look better. Now, obviously, you should have a coach guiding you through all these things, and you should be talking to him or her about how things are going, how you're feeling, what you're intaking, down to diet sodas, all of that kind of stuff. Because in the day-to-day, prep, bodybuilding, it's not just about the lift in the gym. It's literally what you're doing 24/7. And it can be as much as you can wake up one morning and look amazing, and wake up the next morning and look horrible. And it could all be mental, or it could actually be reality, and the only difference you think that each day was the same, in regards to your actions, but one day you might have been walking around going grocery shopping, running errands with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever friend you have. And then the next day you could be just sitting on your ass all day watching TV. And, you never know which one will have an effect. Like maybe you needed more rest, and the day after you were sitting down, you looked really great. And then the day after you were walking around, you looked horrible. Or it could be vice versa. And it's just really like communicating those little things and trying to, figure out how you felt and all that crazy stuff. So it's lots of tiny details, but I wouldn't say don't stress about it too much if you are in a prep yourself or you're going into a prep. And that's what I've really just learned is you definitely want to be on top of everything, but this time around going into prep, my focus is to just kind of treat it as normal as possible. Like honestly, and if I could explain, the first time I did prep, it was always I was talking to myself in my head like I'm in prep, I can't do this because of prep, I can't do. And I was putting a lot of like limitations on myself, which would cause extra stress for me, and I get like stressed out pretty easily. So telling myself that all the time just kind of hindered me, I think. And this time I'm going into it with the mindset of like it's going to be hard, but it's only as hard as you make it, really. Like you'd be surprised at the things you can push yourself through. And I'm saying this on day one, so you're gonna see a change like as we go through this. But just trying to have the right outlook on it, like not making it more than it is. It's just a calorie restriction. Like you're gonna be hungry. I can tolerate being hungry. I want to see where I can go and what I can do, and I feel that if I spend most of my time complaining, or not necessarily complaining, but just being like, oh, I'm on prep, or like, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, I really feel like you're going to be limiting what you can accomplish and how your physique is going to look. Because I I don't know if this has any backing in science, or maybe somebody can point this out, but I feel like your inner dialogue um, can have an effect on your physique, like with stresses and all that kind of stuff, depending on like, sometimes your physique looks more alive, sometimes it looks more dead. And I'm just really trying to be more positive and have more gratitude, I guess, and enjoy the process. Not everybody can do a prep. There's so many people that would love to do a prep, that say that they would love to do a prep, and they just can't for whatever reason, whether they just don't have the willpower to do it, or they don't have the means to do it, or whatever. And I'm lucky to be in this position that I can do it, and I want to enjoy it, and I don't want to wake up every day, complaining to myself about something that I chose to do, that I want to do. Um, and yeah, I'm just super excited, super grateful for this opportunity. It's been a long time coming. I've been waiting for prep for so long. So I want to make it a good one, and that it's going to be just that. So I'm happy that you guys are going to be able to watch it, that you guys are going to be here, and I think it's awesome, just to be able to look back at this journey. So anyway, not trying to, ramble on too much. So hope you enjoyed the workout, and hope you are able to stick around for the rest of the journey. Anyway, I will see you when I see you.